Hey, it's Matt here from Petersen, Buick and GMC. Just doing a run through of a Denali Sierra 1500. This is a 2014 model. So I'm just going to show you some of the differences between this one and an SLT, along with some of the extra features that you get. So for those of you who don't know, the Denali is the highest end. It is the top end-all be-all, usually fully loaded with every bell and whistle you can think of. So notably, the differences in the features on the outside compared to the SLT for the Denali are usually most noticeable with the grille, which is a honeycomb mesh grille, along with the LED lights that you get in the headlamps. And one of the biggest features is the rims are now stamped Denali, so that's a nice little bonus for you. A lot of chrome accents along with Denali badging. On this truck, we happen to have the side steps and the fenders here, so that you can step up on there. The one thing I liked about the 14s compared to the 13s is on the tailgate. If it's not frozen, it comes out nice and slow. You don't have to worry about anything banging or anything like that. It's still have your trailer hitch and lights and everything like that, along with the tow package. This one has running boards on it. But let's take a look on the interior here for you guys. So on the interior, you still have the Denali badging that you normally get, along with your leather seats. Always a nice touch. You get power seats like you normally get, power windows, all of that. Now the interior for the 14s has been completely redesigned, as you can tell. Starting with the tow package, we'll start from left to right here. The tow package is now on the top left-hand corner of your dash instead of underneath your dash. A little bit easier to access, a little bit easier to see. With the Denalis in the 14 model, they've done away with the all-wheel drive system. They gave you 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low, along with an automatic setting. Still have your standard turn dial for your lights. And the instrument cluster for your panel here is completely different compared to your original 13s, and on this one it's actually digital. Most of it is digital. The RPM and the kilometers per hour are completely analog. Everything else in the center is digital. So that means you have way more control over what you're doing here. You actually have controls on your steering wheel for this. So you can now view your audio, you can set up your phone, you have navigation that can display on your display here, along with all your settings for it like you normally would. The nice feature about this is you can have your navigation up, and then on your main display in the middle of your console you can have your music going at the same time. It can be vice versa and flipped, along with the nice thing about these is you have your kilometers per hour, your fuel economy, your trips, everything like that, fuel range, oil life, tire pressure. So it's a nice little added feature. It's a different type of display altogether. Now when we look at the steering wheel, you still have your Denali badging in the center, but your buttons have been changed. They're now in little pillars, so you do have your controls. These are the controls for your heads-up display along with your phone. And then on this side we have a heated steering wheel section along with cruise control settings. In the 13s you actually used to have a rocker that was here. It's now hidden behind the pillar. It's little buttons. You can still feel them. They're still divoted just like it normally would. As we work our way over here, notice we have a stereo. Now your stereo here is still touchscreen, so you have all your controls, your home navigation settings, all of that, audio, all that lovely fun stuff. Still have independent buttons, so you don't actually have to touch the touchscreen if you don't like to. Your climate control and everything is still dials. Then we have a bunch of extra features here. Things like right here we have your pedal control, your traction control, your box light, parking assist, lane departure. Your heated seats are now located on the center console so that they're a little bit easier to see. They are on both sides. And these seats are also AC cooled, so that's a nice little touch in the midst of summer. For further to the right here, we still have your main two glove boxes. You have your map box along with your standard glove box. Now as we work our way to the center console, they added some features here that are really nice. So not a lot of people are using these ports anymore. It's just a little too old-fashioned. So they also added 3 USB ports strictly for charging, along with a 120 volt standard plug-in with ground as well. So that's always a nice touch. I'm glad to see GM moving up in their times. In your center console here, you actually have a removable cup holder. So you have 2 different compartments. You have a kind of shallow one and then the super deep one. And this cup holder is completely repositionable, so as you can see there, it is now near the back to your center glove box. You now have an SD card reader, your auxiliary in, and 2 USB ports. This means you can control multiple things from your center console. You can put in an SD card, for example, and then just kind of leave it there and walk away from it, and you control all your music in your SD card from the stereo. You can also hook up 2 iPods, or whatever the case may be, and then you also have your standard auxiliary. Also in here we have, on this side, we have another one of those 120 volt cigarette lighter plug. Now they didn't do as much wood trim on this one. There is wood trim on the doors, along with over here on your center console. But instead of doing wood trim on the dash, they actually do a brushed aluminium. This one has a bronzy kind of color to it. I don't know if it portrays too well on the camera, but the bronze really does give it a nice little touch and makes it a little bit different from the other ones. Now this model is equipped with a Bose stereo system, so they are still doing the Bose, which is a fantastic feature to have. It does sound really clear, very crisp. I enjoy the sound of the Bose. And all in all, the truck is a great truck to own, very easy to drive. It has an auto shut-off feature to shut off 4 valves while you're driving on the highway with cruise control, so you don't have to worry about wasting too much gas. Other than that, OnStar is still here, everything is still here, kind of like your standard truck, just a revise and update in your entire features. So, again, my name is Matthew Smith. I work for Petersen, Buick, and GMC. And there's the building. And if you have any questions or like to inquire about this truck or many of the other trucks we have at the dealership, please feel free to contact us. We'd be more than willing to help, and you guys have yourself a great day.